Wizard.
What's going on, family? Shedeur Sanders, quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, is making progress up there in Cleveland Brown facility. Shedeur Sanders, ever since he's been up there at the Cleveland Browns, during rookie minicamp, we seen progress. During OTAs, we seen progress. During mandatory minicamp, we seen Shedeur perform at a level that we haven't hardly seen him perform before. But when you look at his college days, when he was quarterbacking at Jackson State and Colorado, Shedeur completion rate always was around 70%. And this past season, he was 74%. Well, during this OTAs and minicamp, they charted him, ESPN Cleveland charted Shedeur at 77% pass completion rating. That's something that you don't hardly see in the NFL from a quarterback. Listen to the analyst of Fox News, Colin Cowherd, explain it to you. Roll that tape.
So I just said this about Shedeur. I don't know if he's going to be a great franchise quarterback, but when I hear this, well, he is playing against backups, and my take is so are 50 other guys in camp, and they're not completing close to 80%. There is something about him setting a college accuracy record and then going to camp and doing it again. And I've said this before. One of the first things I look for is your best college trait, does it translate? So when Tebow was a great athlete in college, then went to the NFL and couldn't outrun defensive ends, I'm like, that's trouble because he's not great in the pocket. Johnny Manziel, he's running around in college. He couldn't outrun a linebacker in the NFL. That's a problem. But if your go-to is accuracy and you complete nearly 80% in camp, I know it's not the end of the world. But isn't it fair to say nobody else in this league is completing that percentage?
Once again, Colin Cowherd explained it just like it should be explained. When you looked at Shedeur Sanders doing college, and you look at the way he's performing now in minicamp, it matches. He brings a different trait to the game that the rest of the quarterbacks don't bring to Cleveland. When you look at Joe Flacco, he's not accurate. When you look at Kenny Pickett, he's not accurate. When you look at Dylan Gabriel, he's not accurate. But when you look at Shedeur Sanders almost completed 80% of his passes. And during his college career at Colorado, he was around the 74 to 75% of the passes. So his college game is translating to the NFL so far. That's why I know Shedeur Sanders will be QB1 starting game 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals. So let's look at and listen to a former quarterback talk about Shedeur Sanders' performance so far at the Cleveland Brown facility. Roll that tape.
I think you're onto something there. Listen, the future is a whole bunch of right nows, and that's all you can do is right now. For Shedeur, right now in college, he did a great job. So far in camp, I've been very impressed. And I'm not somebody that gets all worked up over what someone looks like in, helmet and t-shirt. But Shedeur has been very impressive. It's a really complicated and intriguing quarterback room. Obviously, you've got too many guys there right now, never mind the Deshaun Watson situation, but 4 guys in that room. When you're only going to keep 2, maybe 3, someone's got to go. And all 4 guys could actually, I think you could make the argument that all 4 guys could give them the best chance as a starter. It's a really intriguing thing. I don't think Shedeur necessarily will start early, but I wouldn't count him out to A, make the team, and then B, start at some point during the season.
Hey, you can't explain it no better than that. He letting you know a former NFL quarterback is being impressed by the way of Shedeur and the way he handling himself on the field and off the field, and he making waves at that Cleveland Browns facility. I'm telling you right now, he's on track. He's on track to begin training camp. A lot of people saying he's going to come in at number 2, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. I feel good about it. By the time that first game, I'm telling you, especially during the scrimmage game against the Philadelphia Eagles, along with the Carolina Panthers, that's when Shedeur going to show his traits in the NFL. Strong pocket presence, accurate with the football, and I'm telling you, he's a good teammate right now. I'm telling you, he going to make his way to QB1 because the media kind of trying to turn it one way. They're not being fair about it. When you hear them talking about Shedeur, they tamper it down. But when they talk about Dylan Gabriel, when they talk about Kenny Pickett, when they talk about Joe Flacco, they always trying to give them praise for everything they do. But when it's Shedeur does good, that don't count in OTAs. We're not paying attention to stats in minicamp. Always something negative when Shedeur does something good. But I'm telling you right now, his teammates, his coaches, and former NFL players are looking at this situation and they talking highly about Shedeur Sanders. I'm going to play you another clip, and here they is over there on ESPN talking about Shedeur Sanders being QB1 for the Cleveland Browns.
Shedeur Sanders has a real chance to be the starter. And the reason being, there isn't anything going on with the Browns offseason as it pertains to quarterback that is super sexy. You know what you get in Joe Flacco. You hope that Kenny Pickett grabs the reins. I don't think Kenny Pickett has done that thus far. So it comes down to Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur's not going to wow you when you see him throw it or his athletic ability. When the pads get on and you watch him go through his process, he looks like a vet compared to what you typically see out of a rookie.
Like I said, Shedeur Sanders is putting himself in a great position to become QB1 for the Cleveland Browns in 2025. I have faith in him. I'm watching him work on the field, off the field. He's doing everything he can do to prepare himself for being QB1. If he get into that playbook and know that playbook, know how to make his read, know how to make his checks, and deliver it to the rest of the offense, I'm telling you, Shedeur Sanders is going to be QB1. You can't hold him back. You can't hide him for so long. This dude is born to be a quarterback. He's been around football his whole life with his dad, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. Shout out to Coach Prime. Praying for you. Hope you feel better. Hope everything turn out the way you want it to turn out. But I'm telling you right now, Shedeur Sanders is on a upward trend to be QB1 for the Cleveland Browns. You heard it right here on Sports Talk. Will B. Watts. The only thing I ask that you do, hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. And hit that bell notification to let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. And then also, if you like to support the broadcast through Cash App. And also join the membership. Anything that you do to help the broadcast to continue to grow is highly appreciated. Once again, you're watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. And I thank you for tuning in. Peace.
My name is Shedeur Sanders, quarterback here at Cleveland. My favorite memory is the home run wrist. Downside. Yeah.